Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. Yes, we're going to talk some more about the final episode of Sex and the City and this piece of crap show, And Just Like Crap. First, I want to say thank you very much for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. That's kind of awesome for me. I'm just like a little YouTube channel. I just do this in my spare time. I watched this show. I've been watching this show for the past 4 years. Okay, but I was a fan of Sex and the City. I enjoyed Sex and the City. A lot of you don't seem to believe me when I say that. I enjoyed Sex and the City. I liked that show, despite the fact that I'm a straight guy. Yes, okay, who actively dates. Yes, okay, I'm dating women right now. Okay, all right. So yeah, I know what I'm talking about. All right. And but I'm not going to pretend something's real when it's not either. Okay, I enjoyed Sex and the City. It was a very popular show. It was very well written. Okay, some of the situations were pretty damn funny. I liked the characters. Okay, I liked how all four women were different aspects of one woman's personality. Carrie was the neurotic one. Miranda was the pessimistic, man-hating one. Charlotte was the the gold-digging, girly girl. Okay, who's an idiot. Okay, and Samantha was the tough as balls, boss bitch, slut. Okay, so it was enjoyable. And they weren't, and none of the women were portrayed as being perfect the way they were. Okay, none of them were portrayed that way on Sex and the City. Okay, they had flaws. Okay, they all had flaws. All right, and that was very predominant. Look at Carrie. Carrie was the main character, and yes, she smoked all the time. She was always smoking cigarettes. Okay, and she's supposed to be like the main character, and she was always smoking cigarettes. Okay, like even her girlfriends couldn't stand that. Okay, so she wasn't a perfect person. She wasn't trying to be perfect. They were all sluts. Okay, but that was like considered a good thing on the show. Okay, of course they're all sluts. Okay, they date just like men. Okay, well most men don't sleep around that much because they can't. Most women can't sleep around. Most men can't. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, that's the part the show never really understood. That's the part Candace Bushell never really understood that about men. Is that most men cannot sleep around like crazy. Okay, because most of us are just average. Okay, and most women are not attracted to average. They're not. They're attracted to exceptional. Okay, so all the men that these women dated on Sex and the City were exceptional. They were all rich, good looking, great in bed, charming, they knew people who knew people. Okay, yet the four main characters on the show, they were all average. Okay, they were all average. And you never ever really saw them compete with an above average woman for the same guy. Although realistically that's what would happen. Okay, guys like Big, guys like that, or guys like Trey, from Sex and the City, guys like that would have plenty of women hitting on them all the time. You really think Trey in his billions of dollars is going to have to, ask a girl out and risk rejection? Are you crazy? He's not. Okay, the women are going to come to him. Okay, do you think Big has to work up the courage to ask a girl out on a date? Hell no, he doesn't have to do that because the women are going to come to him. You see what I mean? Okay, yet those are the only men that Sex and the City ever dealt with. Those are the only type of men that this show ever deals with, unless they're gay, of course. You see what I mean? And that's just not realistic. I get it. It's a fantasy for women. I get it. Okay, yeah, and you women want to live in a world where all the potential suitors, okay, are all super good looking, super rich, super tall, super handsome, super charming. I get all that, okay? It's lollipop land. I get that, all right? Okay, that's part of the whole fantasy here. But a lot of you women look at it like it's real, and I'm telling you, it's not. Okay, and I'm not saying that I'm not super exceptional. Okay, but I will tell you this. Okay, I am better now than I was back then. That's for sure. When I was in my 20s, oh my God, dude, I was insecure about a lot of things. I didn't have the kind of money that I have now. I didn't live in a nice place like I do now. Back then, I was younger and I was, more energetic, and, I could do, I could do like backflips and stuff back then, and stuff, I could do, some gymnastics and stuff back then, which I can't do anymore because I'm too fucking old. And why would I need to anyway? But the point is, but I remember like in my 20s, I was working with this woman she was a part-time model. She worked with me in a restaurant and she was a part-time model. And I mean, I just had the hots for her. I mean, she was so friendly, she was so pretty, she was so nice and everything, and all that. And I remember I was trying to work myself up the courage. We were the same age. We were both in our 20s. I think I was like 26 and she was like 25 or 26, something like that. She was around the same age, right? And I remember trying to work up the courage to ask her out. And I was going to ask her out. And we started talking because she would flirt with me whenever we talked. And I remember she told me something like, oh, by the way, I went out on a date last night with this guy. He flew me to New York. Now I was living in Chicago at the time. He's like, he flew me to New York for a dinner date. I was like, And I was just like, well, he flew you to... He has his own plane. I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. That's great. Can you tell me about it later? I'm kind of busy right now, okay? And walked through. I was like, what the fuck, dude? And I'm like, what the hell? I've been to this girl's apartment, okay? She don't have any more money than I do, okay? But yeah, she's getting flown to other cities by her suitors, okay? Do I have my own plane? Hell no. I'm a broke 26-year-old. You see what I mean? How the hell am I going to compete with guys like that can do that? You know what I mean? That's what I'm telling you, okay? When you're young and you're pretty, you have guys like that hitting on you, guys that can pull that off. Okay, I couldn't pull that off in my 20s, all right? I can pull it off now, but I couldn't pull it off back then. You see what I mean? And on Sex and the City, that's what it was. Those were the only type of guys that were on the show. And they were treating women in their 30s and 40s the way realistically men like that would treat women in their 20s. You see the difference here? Okay? That's the part that Sex and the City never wanted to talk about, never wanted to show you. Okay? They wanted to give you a lollipop land. Okay? But most of you are smart enough to know that. Okay? Most of you knew that as soon as you walked out that door, it was a whole different world than what you saw in Sex and the City. Okay? A whole different world. Okay, and same thing with this show. Same thing with Just Like Crap. Okay, this is like some alternate universe where this show takes place. It's definitely not our universe. Okay, it's this place where these libtard writers, where it's displaying a world that they wish they could live in. A world where everyone is a libtard, where everyone uses the correct pronouns. Okay, where everyone respects gay couples more than they do straight couples, where women are all smart, brave, and boss bitches, and the men are all stupid cowards, or just jerks, or a combination of thereof. Okay, where the women have to tell the men that they're pretty, the men are all insecure, the women are all confident. Okay, everyone has money. Okay, you see what I mean? This is like a bullshit world. It's not real at all. Okay, so they're not really selling you on the fantasy because these aren't young women. Yeah, okay, even at Sex and the City, even your mid-30s, I was pushing it back then. Okay, we're talking about the late 90s, okay? We're talking about almost 30 years ago. It was pushing it to have women in their mid-30s to mid-40s, riding the cock carousel at that age. Women that age should be like mothering their children. They should already be married, okay, and raising their kids. Instead, they're out there, riding the cock carousel, okay, with high-value men who realistically would not ever date them. Okay, you see what I mean? Okay, but that was the fantasy, and then when you women bought it, okay? Most of you women are older now, okay, and you've realized that was a lie you were being fed back in the late 90s and the early 2000s, all right? The truth is basically what you're seeing on the show, and I applaud them for that. This is probably the best episode of Just Like Crap I've ever seen, okay? Because I think they finally start to get it. I think they were ready. Since they found out that they were getting canceled, I think it was time. I think somebody just snuck in there and said, okay, let's just give them what they want in these final 2 episodes. Yes, the show is shit. Yes, we tried really hard. If you remember the last episode, there's a scene where Principal Peterson told Herbert at the recital at the show, the High School Musical that Rock was in, where the gay principal comes out of the closet, and then he tells Herbert, hey, you know what, you tried really hard, but you didn't make it, that kind of thing, but at least you tried really, really hard, and that's the important thing, that kind of thing. If you're gonna fail spectacularly, well, that was them apologizing to us. Someone in the writer's room said, like, okay, let's just tell the audience, we tried to give you a show, but it was shit. Okay, our show was shit. We thought you would love the woke stuff. We thought you would love the transgenderism, the non-binaryism, the graphic gay sex, the unattractive women. The side characters that we did nothing with. The Black Lives Matter characters. You know, we thought you would like it. You know, we tried really hard, but we missed. We missed the target, and you know. Oh well, you see what I mean? So I think they realized, okay, probably not last episode, but the episode before, they started realizing that, okay, you know, we fucked up. Okay, let's quit pretending that we're creating this great show with a huge fan following. We're not. They've lost their fans. Most of the comments that I've read, okay, and most of the people that have contacted me about this show, they've told me, okay, they quit watching it. They quit watching it like last season or the end of the first season. They just quit watching it because it wasn't Sex and the City. Okay, I don't know who these characters were. Okay, but they weren't. This wasn't Sex and the City. Technically, it was never Sex and the City because Samantha never came back. Okay, I mean, she came back for one episode. Okay, but the rest of the time she's been cameoing as text messages. You see what I mean? It's just like, this isn't the same thing. These characters didn't progress. They didn't do any progression in the past 3 years, or the past 3 seasons. It's been 4 years. Okay, nothing happened to these characters that was important. Okay, you know, the biggest thing was Aiden came back. Okay, Carrie tried to resurrect a relationship with Aiden. Okay, only for at the last minute, Aiden's written as an immature, jealous asshole. You know, so they got to get rid of him. When he was never that before. He was never that. He was the good guy that Carrie fucked up. And that's one of the reasons that Sex and the City was good, because at least, you know, Carrie admitted, hey, you know what? I am in every single episode complaining about how men are all shit and how men are all this and men are all that. But then in one episode, she has to admit that she's the asshole. She's the one that fucked over a good guy. You see what I mean? Which is something that no woman on this show would ever do today. Okay, hell no. No one will ever admit I'm the bad guy in this story. You see what I mean? It's always the men that are the bad guys. Okay, but at least in Sex and the City, it wasn't so woke enough that a character could not admit when she was wrong. A character could not admit, okay, I fucked over that guy, and I'm never going to be able to make that up to him. I'm never going to be able to take that back. Okay, I'm gonna have to live the rest of my life knowing, okay, that it's not just all men that are pieces of shit. I'm a piece of shit too. Okay, so maybe the next time I want to judge all men for their faults, okay, maybe I need to point the finger at my own direction and remember that I have faults as well, and that I'm not perfect either, and that I've also hurt people before that didn't deserve it. Okay, so maybe I need to think about that the next time I start judging every single fucking man that comes into my life. You see, that would have been a great message on Sex and the City, and I think there was a little bit of that. They didn't beat that down, but that's what I took from Sex and the City, from her relationship with Aiden. But on this show, they ruined all that. They turned Aiden into an asshole. Thereby, Carrie dumping him is good. Great job, Carrie. You do you. You never needed him. It's a good thing you fucked him over back then, okay? Because guess what? He turned out to be an asshole after all. So you did the right thing back then. You're all forgiven. You have no more guilt anymore. You see, because Aiden turned out to be an asshole. You see what I mean? This is retconning shit, okay? And it doesn't work. It doesn't work, okay? Really, I'm a guy, and I'm giving you a straight man's point of view. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got nothing to gain by bullshitting you, okay? I'm telling you the honest God truth, okay? Okay, any guy. Okay, why would someone like Aiden, who got fucked over by Carrie 2 times 20-something years ago, okay, why would he take her back? Okay, only to find out that he hasn't gotten over the fact that she cheated on him like back in 2001. Okay, like what the fuck, dude? Come on. If you still felt that way, there's no way in hell you ever would have gotten back with her. Even if she was beating down your door in Virginia to take her back, there's no way in hell any man with any self-respect who still has resentments against her for fucking him over would ever take her back. It's bullshit. It never should have happened. It was not realistic. I never bought into it at all. I thought Aiden was pathetic, but it wasn't for that. Okay? They just didn't know how to write a straight character, and they wanted to get Carrie off the hook for this shit that she did back in the past. Okay, so that's what they did. They just elevated Carrie, okay, by ruining Aiden. You see what I mean? And to me, that just doesn't fly. Okay, it's not realistic, okay? You're just ruining both Carrie. You're ruining Carrie and you're ruining Aiden as well. Okay, now they're both pieces of shit. Okay, you know, and just little things like that. that bother me about this show. The other characters, and that's it for Carrie. Other than she murdered her husband in the first episode of season 1 of this piece of shit show. Other than that, there's no story arc for her. She didn't get married. She didn't have any fucking kids. She didn't adopt any kids. What does she got? She got a fucking cat. She got a big house full of beautiful furniture that she lives in all by herself. She don't even have a downstairs neighbor anymore to fuck. Okay? She's all fucking alone. And the show's trying to tell you that's a good thing. That's a good thing. To end up alone. Okay? Like, that's a good thing for her. Okay? Look, Charlotte's not alone. Even bitch Miranda is not alone. Okay? I'm pretty sure Seema will be alone because I never bought that relationship with Adam. Okay? There's no way in hell a guy like that would ever fucking be in love with a woman like Seema. No fucking way in hell. But, you know, like I said, this is lollipop land. Okay? So, like, no. Okay? How come everyone's got someone except for Carrie? And that's a good thing. You know, there's a stereotype about women in their 60s that live alone with cats. That's a stereotype. That's a freaking stereotype. What is Carrie now? You see what I mean? This is how they end Carrie Bradshaw. All right, I'm not saying she don't deserve it. Okay? But quit trying to call it something else. Quit trying to call it like she's not alone. She's on her. No, bitch, you're fucking alone. You're not on your own. You're fucking alone. Alone, because no man will ever be good enough for you. You don't know how to accept a man for his faults. Every single man that comes into your life, you have fucked over. You have gotten rid of them. They were not good enough. They had some sort of a flaw that you were not compatible with because you deserve the best and you fucking got rid of that guy. Every single fucking time. How do I know that? Because at no time ever on Sex and the City or on this show did Carrie ever get dumped. Okay, except for one time, Jack Burger. Okay, Jack Burger, okay? All right, sorry, I forgot. One time. Carrie got dumped one time. Okay? And no other time is Carrie. She's always the one that dumps the guy. Because he ain't good enough. There's something wrong with him. There's, you know, he comes too quickly, or he's got ADHD, okay? Or he won't make a commitment, or he's a sex addict like Bon Jovi was, or you know what I mean? Or that or he's committed in a mental institution. He can only get out on the weekends. or he owns a comic book store and he lives with his mom. You see what I mean? It's always something wrong with the guy, not Carrie. All right? Just once I would like for you to admit that there's something wrong with fucking Carrie for a change. Okay, she's alone for a reason, okay? And you cannot tell me that the reason is because every single guy was fucked up. There's no way in hell that math is going to make sense. No, that's like saying J-Lo is alone right now because every single guy that she married and dated was a jerk to her. Get the fuck out of here. You're going to tell me every single one of them was that J-Lo done had nothing to do with it? Okay, like her cheating on her first husband, okay, had nothing to, with Keenan Ivory Wayans, okay, her boss on In Living Color, that had nothing to do with it. Or how about her cheating on her husband Chris Judd with Ben Affleck? Okay, that had nothing to do with it. You see what I mean? Or cheating on Jennifer Garner with one of the producers from Saturday Night Live, that had nothing to do. Get the fuck out of here. You see what I mean? Okay, these shows never want to show women being responsible for their own actions. There's no accountability at all. Okay, not on this show, not on Sex and the City. Not much, at least, on Sex and the City. Okay, you kind of had to read between the lines for me to come up with a scenario about Carrie feeling guilty about what she did. You kind of had to read between the lines there in order to get that. That's what I got from it because I was paying attention to their behavior, not just what they were saying. You see what I mean? Okay, but this show's nowhere near that good, all right? But let's get in this episode here. Come on. The name of this episode here is called Party of One. And just like that, Season 3, Episode 12, Party of One. Now, we left off last time. We had Steve and Miranda at a Mexican restaurant eating enchiladas, and Steve was interested on whether or not this Mia woman was hot. or not. No, she's not hot. Okay, I don't know her name, but I know she's Ben Stiller's daughter. So that's how she got her acting job. She's Ben Stiller's daughter. Okay, and she's actually very unattractive, and that has nothing to do with her being pregnant. I mean, she just looks ugly as fuck. Okay, and I'm sorry. I can understand why Brady would hit it, because Brady is also ugly as fuck. And again, I'm a straight guy, and I'm telling you this, okay? The characters on the show even tell you how fucking ugly this guy is, all right? So I'm not the only one saying it here, okay? Don't blame me for being judgmental on a guy's looks, okay? Okay, the fucker looks like Ronald McDonald without the makeup on, for Christ's sake, all right? Anyway, so they're both ugly, and ugly people shouldn't be allowed to have children. Anyway, so moving right along. Okay, so that happened here. Okay, the next scene we have is we get to see naked Adam. Yes, Adam is fucking naked. Okay, we got to see his, but we don't ever get to see Seema naked, thank God. But why the hell do we have to see Adam naked? You see what I mean? Whenever they're having sex, whenever any character's having sex, okay, they're always wearing their bra. Carrie wears her bra, Seema wears her bra, okay? Every time they have characters have sex, okay, if they do show the sex, the women are always covered, the men are never covered. We always see butt, we always see buttholes, okay? We always see that all the time, okay? But we never see the women, okay? What the fuck, okay? Anyway, so we see Adam's butt, we don't see, we don't see anything with Seema. She got a robe on. She's in the bathroom doing her lipstick and shit. Adam walks in naked and takes a piss next to her while telling her how much he loves her while he's taking a piss. And she, the irony, okay? He's pissing on marriage, okay? Because they start talking about marriage, okay? Seema got invited to this bridal show, this exclusive bridal show that one of Lisa's friends invited the girls to, okay? So she's going to that, so she has to work extra hard today so she can take time off tomorrow, okay, to go to this bridal show. And then Adam tells her, bridal show, that's a waste of time. She's like, what do you mean? The marriage is a waste of time. Well, one person promises I'll be with you forever, the other person promises I'll be with you forever, and then you have to sign a piece of paper. That's just stupid to me. It's just a waste of time. Well, he's a fucking hippie that likes to smoke cigarettes. What the fuck is up with that? Okay, he's this naturalist, okay? He won't use any products that have been tested on animals. He only eats organic food. He doesn't eat fucking meat. Okay, he doesn't even fucking use deodorant because it's got the aluminum silicone in there. Okay, he uses fucking crystals, for Christ's sake. But yeah, he has no problem smoking cigarettes or dating a woman who fucking chain smokes. He has no problem with that, despite the fact that she's fucking ugly. And I know this actor, I forgot his name, but I looked up this actor. Apparently he's like 49, 50 years old. Okay, whereas fucking the woman that plays Seema is 60 fucking years old. He's a good 10 years younger than her. Okay, what the fuck's he doing with a bitch like this? Okay. What the fuck, man? She's too old to give many fucking kids, all right? She's too fucking ugly to impregnate. Okay, so what the hell? What the hell are you doing with this woman? Why the fuck would you want to stay with this one? What does she have to offer you? What can she fucking give you? You know what she can give you? A better fucking apartment. Okay, but you don't need a better fucking, you got a fucking great fucking luxurious penthouse apartment for $900 a month. So what the fuck do you need her for? You see what I mean? This makes no fucking sense. A guy like this goes to different people's houses. He gets hired to do their gardens, okay? That's a fucking girl thing. You know how many fucking women are gonna fuck him while he's at work? That's fucking half the goddamn romance novels that are published out there. There's some fucking married woman who's fucking playing with her fucking pussy while looking at the gardener do his work and shit in her backyard, okay? So what the fuck is he with this butt ugly fucking chain smoking fucking AIDS infested fucking pig like Seema? What the fuck? Oh yeah, I forgot. Gay guys wrote this. I'm sorry. That makes sense now. Gay guys wrote this. All right, that's what they think about us straight guys. All right, so that's going on here. You know, which time? Seema's upset. She's very upset about what Adam said about weddings. Oh no, she's gonna dump him. Now she's gonna, the look on her face when he like literally pisses on the idea of getting married. She's doing her lipstick. Like that. Like, what the fuck? A guy in this relationship cannot even have his own fucking opinion without the bitch getting fucking upset, without her fantasizing about fucking killing his ass. He can't even have his own fucking opinion, just like a fucking liberal, isn't it? Right? You're not allowed to have any other opinion except your own. All right. Anyway, so that's going on here. Okay. And so now what is she gonna do? She's gonna dump him now? She considers it. Okay, and who cares if she does? Okay, she's too fucking old for him anyway. Like I said, she can't even fucking give him kids. So what the fuck does that matter? Moving right along, Charlotte, Lisa, Carrie, and Seema, they all go to that bridal fashion show. Okay, all of them are dressed like shit. I'm not going to get into their outfits. They all look like fucking, they're wearing expensive shit. Okay, Expensive shit. They look like a fucking gay guy dressed them. Okay, definitely don't look like anything that men would be attracted to. All right? Now, why? Why the fuck are these women going to a bridal show, okay? Okay, none of them are going to get fucking married, okay? None of them are going to get fucking married, so why do they got to go to a bridal show? Why do they got to look at fucking younger, prettier women walking around in wedding dresses? Why is that so fucking important for a bunch of fucking 60-something fucking year old women who are not going to get married? 2 of them are already fucking married, okay? To beta male, limp dick, soy, bald, chubby soy boys. Okay, so what the fuck these women get out of that? I don't get it, okay? Anyway, you know, and by the way, on a side note, where the fuck's the groom fashion show? Where do the grooms go for their fashion show? Oh yeah, they don't have them. You know why? Because it's fucking gay. That's why. Because nobody gives a shit about the groom. It's always been about the bride. It's never about the fucking husband to be. It's always about the bride to be. Okay? None of these fucking wedding shit's ever been about the man, what the man fucking wants. Okay? Ever. Okay? It's always about the fucking what the woman wants. Every fucking goddamn wedding is always about what the fucking woman wants. No one gives a shit what the guy's wearing, what's going on. As long as his fucking family pays for the goddamn wedding. As long as he fucking provides and supports her while she fucks around behind his fucking back. As long as the guy provides everything for her, it's always about the fucking woman. It's true. It's fucking true. Now, I know there's probably exceptions of you out there, and I know some of you are looking at your husband right now like, you know, and your husband just walked out of the room. Hey, bye. Sorry, man. That's all right. I broke the illusion, dude. Yeah, okay. I know I just pissed off your husband and your boyfriend right now. You know, if you're sitting there watching it with them, okay? I know you're about to break up, but it's the fucking truth. Okay, you need to fucking know it. If he ain't gonna fucking tell you, I'm gonna fucking tell you. Okay? I got nothing to gain my line to you. It's the fucking truth. You're not gonna learn that from watching this show. Anyway, so that's going on here. Okay, they're all dressed like shit. Okay, Carrie complains. Oh, when did she fucking start doing that? Holy shit. Carrie complains about how it always been and always will be tragic for a woman to be alone. So she starts talking about her situation at the Japanese restaurant where they put that stuffed character. They put him on the booth across from her, the Tommy Tomato. Okay, because they felt sorry for her that she was eating by herself. Well, they got fuck you again. Nobody feels sorry for anybody eating by themselves. Nobody. I've eaten by myself plenty of times. Nobody ever fucking put a stuffed animal across from me because I was eating alone. No, I just fucking wanted to eat alone. I wanted some good fucking food. And I don't want to fucking pay for a whole bunch of people. I just want to eat by myself. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing shameful about that. You know, for what the fuck, man? This is stupid. Okay? So what do you call it? So she's, you know, so she talks about how like she was having lunch with, and they served her lunch with a side of shame for being, nobody fucking knows your personal life. Nobody knows your husband could be at work. Nobody fucking knows that you're a widow. Nobody knows that you're a piece of shit fucking slut who fucked over every guy that ever gave 2 fucking shits about her. And now you're too fucking old and you're too fucking ugly to get any sort of a high value man because you're not going to date a low value man. So that's why you're fucking by yourself. Nobody there knows that. You see what I mean? So they got nothing to feel sorry for you about. But I will tell you this, ended up alone, that's exactly how you're going to end up if you lived your life like these women. I'll tell you that right now. Okay? This entire show, Sex and the City being part 1 and this show being part 2. If you live your life like this, you will end up fucking alone. And I don't mean a widow. I mean, you're going to end up alone. More likely, your ex-husband is still going to be alive. But you're going to be alone. Okay? Because that guy that you fucking cheated on your husband with, okay, he's going to fuck you over too. Or you're going to lose interest in him because he misrepresented himself or whatever, okay? And you're going to fucking end up alone, okay? The phone's going to stop ringing, okay? People are not going to be swiping right on you anymore, okay? You're going to fucking end up alone, and I'm sorry, okay? That's why you got to do this shit when you're young and attractive. That's when you got to make those hard decisions. Is this the man I want to spend the rest of my life with? And if it is, you have to fucking commit to that! Anyway, all right. Moving right along. Okay, we see the boring bridal show. Okay, Seema complains about Adam not believing in marriage because his mother was never married, apparently. Okay, once again, there is no father mentioned. I don't know how the fuck, who Adam's father is or Adam's sister's father is. It's not mentioned. It's never talked about. Okay, and Adam clearly doesn't give a shit either, okay? Just like the writers on the show, the children always just show up from magic, okay? There's never a father around. Okay, maybe not this show, but other shows where the woman is the main character. Okay, they never even talk about it. There's this show called Batwoman, which got canceled a few years ago, thank God, but I hate watch that show as well. Okay, and they had this entire final season was about this girl, Batwoman, finding out who her mom was. She turns out it was Robin Givens. Okay, but at no point did anybody ever ever asked the question, who's my dad? No one ever asked that question. And the show got canceled with no one, not even the woman herself, wondering who her fucking father was. That question never came up on the show. You know? What the fuck? Anyway, okay, so we see the boring bridal show. All that's going on. Seema complains about Adam, blah, blah, blah. Seema's afraid that she's in love with a man that won't get married, but then she's not sure that she ever wants to get married either. So what the fuck are you complaining about? She feels like she was brainwashed by her culture, her Indian culture. She was brainwashed to believe that she should get married and have children. Okay, it's brainwashing. It's the patriarchy trying to tell her what to do. It's old cultural values. Okay, instead of the new generation of women out there that don't need no man. All they need is their career and their cigarettes and their cosmos. Right? Okay? Well, it doesn't fucking matter. It's a moot point. Nobody's gonna fucking marry your ass, Seema. You're a 60-year-old chain-smoking piece of shit bitch who's entitled and thinks you deserve the best out of everything. Okay? You got no fucking kids. You got nobody to leave your money to. Why are you working so hard? You got nobody to leave your fucking money for. Okay? You're all fucking alone. You think Adam's gonna stick around? You think a guy like that's gonna stick around with you? Fuck no. The only reason it's there is because gay guys wrote this fucking episode. Realistically, Seema's gonna be alone just like fucking Carrie. If they don't end up as fucking lesbians, they're not gonna have any sex anymore unless it's with a fucking dildo that they fucking buy. All right? So what the fuck? Who cares? Anyway, so that's going on. Okay. So now she's convinced she was brainwashed into believing that she needed to get married. And therefore, she shouldn't feel like she has to get married. She shouldn't feel sad that she's going to end up and she's going to fucking die alone because that was just brainwashing, okay? The feminists don't believe in marriage. They don't need a man for anything. Well, you fucking need a man to get married, okay? You need a man to have fucking kids. That's the truth, right? So that's going on here, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck's the problem, okay? You got a blind fucking gardener for a boyfriend, okay? And you go, with your 60-year-old ugly ass. Okay, just be fucking happy, okay? Just act like you fucking won the lottery. Okay, you got a decent-looking guy who gives a shit about you, okay? Maybe you gotta quit fucking bitching and trying to find things wrong with him and just be fucking grateful that he even fucking has sex with you. They even get hard for you, okay? So what the fuck, dude? I can never get hard for seeing. I can get hard for anyone on this show. And maybe Lisette I could, but that's it. All right, so what's going on here? All right, so yeah. Okay, so she's always wanted the wedding, okay, but not the marriage, and that's the truth, okay? I think the modern day women are brainwashed to believe they have to have the wedding, okay, but they don't want the marriage. They spend more time planning out the wedding than they do with working on the actual marriage, okay? And that's the fucking truth. That's why that's why they have these bridal showers, not to help your fucking marriage, okay, but to sell you on a fucking wedding. Once the wedding's over, boom, time to get divorced and start all over again. And that's the fucking truth, Okay, so that's going on here. So Seema has always wanted the wedding, but she never wanted the marriage, okay? She asked Carrie why she wanted to get married anyway. Well, why did Carrie want to get married? And Carrie says, I wanted to get married because I was chosen, because I was picked. No, Carrie, that's not what happened. You were not fucking chosen. You were not fucking picked. Okay, you fucking manipulated Big, okay, into fucking marrying you. Because I've seen Sex and the City, the movie, all right? Okay, and this is what happened, all right? Okay, she got married because she was living with Big at the time, okay, and he dumped her. And if he dumped her, then she would be out on the street. That's what she tells him. If we're living together here in your house, okay, in your apartment, but if you and I were to break up, I'd be out on the street. With nothing. Because they're looking for a new place. They're looking for a penthouse apartment, luxury apartment to live in. Okay? And Big bought one for them. Now, they hadn't moved in yet, but they were talking about it. It's like, that's going to be our place. But it's not really my place, is it, though, Big? I know you bought it for us, but the truth is it's really for you because you're the one that paid for it and not me. And if we're going to build a life together and all of a sudden you decide to dump me, I'm going to have nowhere to live. I'm going to be out on the street, and that's not fair to me. Well, tough shit, Carrie. Then maybe you should have gone 50-50 on the place. Maybe you should have put some of your own money into it instead of expecting him to fucking pay for the whole fucking thing. Since he's the one that fucking paid for the whole fucking thing and you weren't married just yet, then yes, he has the right to kick your fucking ass out if you fuck up. Yes, that's what happens when you own your own place. You decide who gets to live in there. All right? So she was upset about that. Okay, you know, that she would have no rights to the house that he fucking paid for. Okay, and so she wanted legal rights to that luxury apartment that he spent his money on. Okay, he's like, our home, you know, I need to have legal rights to the home that we built, that I built. I want rights to that home that I built. I mean, with you, of course, but I built it. So that's why Big said, oh, so are you saying you want to get married then? Well, I mean, if you want to, I wouldn't mind getting married to you. So, all right, fine, we'll get married. That's how it happened. She wasn't chosen. She manipulated him so that she could have rights to that luxury, beautiful apartment that he bought in case they break up. That's why he proposed to her. Because she manipulated him. She wasn't chosen. He would have been happy never being married to her. Okay, he'd already been married twice. That's what really happened. All right. So Seema questions whether it's feminist to be chosen by a man. Okay, Lisa tells Charlotte that marriage, so Lisa and Charlotte have their own conversation about marriage. Lisa tells Charlotte that marriage is more than just a dress. Okay, it's about bossing and emasculating your husband so that he can provide you with your beautiful, lavish lifestyle. That's what it's all about. You got to fucking emasculate and degrade your fucking husband every fucking day while he pays all the fucking bills. That way you don't have to be responsible for paying all the fucking bills, and you can keep the lavish lifestyle that you have that he provides for you. Okay, while treating him like shit the entire time. Yes, that's what marriage is all about. And then Charlotte mentions that Harry still can't get a hard on. Yeah, see what I mean? Tells all her friends that. Okay, and then Charlotte says, like, but you know what? It's not about me right now. It's not about me. This whole fucking show is about you and your fucking bitch friends. This whole show is about that. Okay, the entire fucking show is about them. Okay, it's not about their husbands. It's about them. Anyway, Lisa says, like, it's never about us. Bull fucking shit. It's always about the men. It's always about their feelings. You know, their disappointments. You fucking bitch. Everyone on this goddamn show knows your fucking feelings, Lisa. You're not exactly keeping them a fucking secret. Everybody knows your fucking feelings on fucking everything. All your feelings, all your disappointments. The whole fucking world knows what they are, Lisa. But she did leave out the cheating fantasies, though, that Lisa had, okay? The fantasy she had about fucking the guy that she hired to work with her. How she's still fucking getting all wet for him and stuff, despite the fact that he's married as well. Or how about the underage boy that she wanted to fuck last season? Remember? The boy that was like 15, 16 years old, okay? That her pussy got all wet for. Remember that? Yeah, oh, she left that part out, didn't she? Yeah. The underage boys, right? Yeah. Her and Charlotte were both lusting after some underage kid. All right. Lisa complains about Herb, her husband, moping around all day after losing the election. Okay. And that he won't go back to work. Boo hoo. And yet you're the one suffering for it, aren't you, Lisa? Okay. Okay, bitch, the whole fucking world ended. She's saying, you know what? I mean, now he's all sad, and he's moping around, pretending to read the Wall Street Journal. He won't go back to work. He's just depressed all the time, and I'm sick and tired of it. He can't get over the fact that he lost the election, and it's bullshit that I have to deal with it, and I should have to put up with a loser like that. He won't get up. He won't go back to work. He acts like the whole world fucking ended, and I'm sick and tired of dealing with that. Okay? That's what she says. Bitch, you fucking cunt. Okay, the whole fucking world ended when you got pregnant. When you got fucking pregnant, the whole world exploded. You remember how you treated him during that shit? So anyway, they agree that they would still get married anyway, despite all the complaints that they have. Okay, and the truth is, ladies, no real man would marry any of these women. Okay, because they give nothing. These women have nothing to offer. They have nothing to offer, okay? They give nothing, they take everything. All these women are like, they're all self-entitled, pretentious, fucking insufferable bitches, okay? They take everything from the men, they never give praise, they never give thanks. Okay, they have no fucking gratitude, they just expect the men to provide them with everything so that they can do nothing but complain. That's what this show is about. Anyway, later on, Carrie and Charlotte are walking and talking, and Carrie complains that she will be alone for the rest of her life. Well, yeah, of course, she can't stop complaining about that. Well, yeah, no shit. I already explained to you why. You know, and Carrie says, like, I had lunch with a doll. You know, I have never lived alone without the thought that I wouldn't be alone for very long. So she's full of herself. So when she was younger and prettier, she didn't mind not having a boyfriend, not being in a committed relationship, because she knew it wouldn't be long before another guy would show up, and you know, and then she will get in a committed relationship. Okay, so it's not like she had anything to worry about. But now that she's 60, now she's scared. Now she's scared. All right. Okay, maybe because all those men ended up with women that actually committed to them, which is something you wouldn't do. All right. So she says that, okay, and yes, ladies, it is true. I'm sorry to tell you this, okay, but your sexual market value does decrease the older that you get. It does. I'm sorry, but it does. That's why you see successful, older, middle-aged men with younger women, okay? That's why. All right? And Carrie said, like, even after I killed Big, in the back of my mind, I thought, Aiden, maybe, my back pocket guy, maybe Aiden. Because he was a limp dick pussy. Soy boy cuck, that's why. And I could control him. And then I thought maybe Duncan would come back, even though he fucking told me he wouldn't. Carrie, you've had thousands of one-night stands, okay? And fuck buddies, all right? Okay, guys you threw away after having sex once, but now you're upset that a man did that to you. So after fucking you gave Duncan Reeves the skins, okay, and then he fucking hightailed it out of there, went back to the UK. Now you're upset that he did that to you, when that's all you've been doing throughout your entire dating life. Okay, it's fucking unbelieving him. Now, all the women did the dumping on the show, on Sex and the City. Like I said, on Sex City, all the women dumped everybody. They never got dumped except for Jack Berger, okay? Okay, the men never really dumped anybody except for Jack Berger, okay? So Carrie never told Duncan that she wanted more from him than just sex. She never made that clear. She never told him that. She never said, oh, wait, if I sleep with you, I need to know that this is going to go somewhere, because I'm developing feelings for you. If I sleep with you when you leave me, it's going to hurt me. It's going to hurt me a lot more than I'm ready to let it. That's all she had to say. If she said something like that, I would not fault her at all. That's not what she said. She just ran down there and kissed him and fucked him. Very next scene, I'm leaving for the UK and I shall not be returning. What the fuck? This is the guy that you fucking dumped Aiden for. And yet you want to blame everyone else for you being alone? Anyway, Carrie says, like, I have to stop thinking that I need a man and accept that I just need me. I need to accept that. It's not a tragedy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, this is the cope. That's what this is. This is cope. Okay, that you wrote for all those old single Sex and the City fans that are out there. All you old single women out there, okay, that wasted the best years of your life fucking all these different guys, okay, dumping good guys for bad boys that fucked you over, okay, getting with guys that were beneath you just for you to fucking couldn't take it anymore, and then you fucking dump them, okay? And now you're too old to get the same values of guys. The guys aren't knocking on your door anymore. So what do? Okay? Either you go for the sleeping pills or you watch a show like this to feel better about yourself. That's what this is. This is cope. That's all this is. It's fucking cope. All right. So Charlotte's like, no, Terry, you're fabulous. You're incredible. You're lovely. You're smart. You're successful. You're pretty. You've got a bigger cock than me. The guys you did are better looking than the guys that I did. You're up to... And this just goes on, okay? Because that's what happens every fucking episode, okay? I was just waiting for it to happen again. All right, yeah. Okay, I'm working myself up here. I'm going to stop right here, but I will be back to continue my review of this piece of shit episode. I thank you very much for watching this long. I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.